Hello, everyone. Welcome. That's a lot better. It's interesting. Today I'm still feeling it, but I don't know if you guys remember how I was trying to sing my songs on my YouTube channel, and I just kept having this hard time. Like there was a piece of me that was like trying to stop myself. Myself was trying to stop myself from expressing. I'm gonna use a reference from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's an episode where Prince Zuko made a choice to let the Avatar leave with as Bison Appa, right? And but a few late episodes later, he started. There was an episode with Zuko falling very ill and collapsing on the ground, and he was having a fever, and I would say his father, like that was more of a father figure than his real father, but it was like his grandfather. Um, he was trying to explain to Prince Zuko that, you know, his body is going through a very massive change because he made a choice to go against what he's been his whole entire life. And I kind of have that in that sense. You know, he made a choice to change, and therefore, um, in the end, he did change for the better. Um, so what ended up happening was that I've been feeling a lot tired. I've been like in the deep sleep. Like, I mean, I'm conscious, but I've been going really deep within. There are some things that I've been dealing with in my, I guess you could say, the dreamland is where you deal with a lot of your subconscious things, right? So I've been doing that, been dealing with that, and I haven't been feeling great. My body's just been craving water. So make sure to drink water, especially. But now for the energy update. So first and foremost, we have this full moon eclipse, not full moon eclipse, blah, full moon, the strawberry full moon coming up. I believe it's starting from the 3rd or 4th of June, but I'll definitely double check. And the strawberry moon is always going to be about strawberries are used for success spells, for prosperity spells. They're even used for money spells. If you think about it, if you're thinking about like as a farmer's perspective, if he's growing strawberries, that's his money crop, you know. So, and if let me quickly go up to the oven to shut it off because I actually I don't want it to burn while I'm doing this video, so we'll do it that way. Okay. Um. So what my guides, or I don't like to call them my guides. They're the beings that help us. They're like the workers of the universe, making sure things run smoothly. And I work with those entities. Some of them refer to them as angels and Goetia. I work with the dragon. So this information comes from the angels. This particular section, and they were emphasizing to drink water instead of drinking soda and stuff. Just drink water. You can go into the mineral springs, like here in Hot Springs, we have mineral water. I get mineral water. I don't drink tap water. Um, so there are a lot of they're emphasizing water in order to drink a lot of water, because again, the water of the ocean push is affected by the moon. The moon pushes and pulls the tides, right? So if you want to take a super advantage of the strawberry moon energy, drink lots and lots of water leading up to this, and still drink lots and lots of water because it's important to stay hydrated as well. I've been noticing myself drinking a lot more water than usual. And I think that's partly due to the fact that of this energy work that I was doing for my YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to be on later today on my MyGuru account. That way I can show that I'm online for a little bit. But I gotta eat something first and so. So excuse me. Um, where was I going with this? Okay, the next thing. This is also particularly from Archangel Metatron. He was speaking about the solar flares and these energies coming towards our planet. It's gonna make a lot of people either feel tired or super energized. Um, for those that feel tired, he said to work on your solar, sacral, and root chakra. And for those that are more energized, stay grounded. Work in the root chakra and the earth star chakra. Make sure to stay grounded, okay? He said that for those on the planet that do eat meat, I asked him because there are a bunch of different diets out there, and everyone has a different diet. He emphasized those that was talking about beef, pork, and chicken. And when he said these, just make sure that where you're getting these animal products, make sure you go to your local farm and double check if they're feeding them all natural organic stuff and that they're treating the pig right, because a lot of what we eat has been toxified and the animals have been treated right. And so, yeah. So the other thing that he said is make sure to eat a lot of green vegetables. If you're a vegetarian and a vegan, eat a lot of green vegetables. He said green vegetables, red fruits like strawberries and cherries and such, green beans, asparagus, and anything like that. He said more fruits and vegetables. But I'm asked like specific colors, and he said green, red. He mentioned a little bit of yellow and orange. You can throw in there to incorporate the red, orange, yellow, green heart chakra from the heart chakra, solar plexus, orange, and root chakra. But he said it doesn't really matter on a color or a specific kind of fruit or vegetable. As long as you're eating more fruits and vegetables than you are eating meat, then that's fine. So now I asked specifically about the energies from our planet. And it's interesting because I never worked with dragons when it comes to this. But I figured I should ask Corlegra because I felt like this was an emotional time for a lot of us. And she mentioned that this planet is. She didn't really want to. She didn't really have anything much to say except that this is all part of the balance. We have these up times when we're really high and like high vibrational, happy, peace, and loving, and then we have the what you call times, and she did the quotation marks, where it's the fear and the sadness and the sorrow, the pain, the anguish, and the anger. These are all part of that up and down to make the motion, to create motion, energetic motion, emotion. Get it? And she said that I say she because she comes to me as a female, but they're not really a gender. Um, she came to me and was like, emphasize people to be careful and mindful of their emotions. If they know that they're going to be in a situation that is very triggering, what they need to do is make sure they're grounded and they have a level mindset. And so I know that I work with Torgra, which is one of the water dragons, and he's really good. He tends to come to me as more of a masculine energy, which is very interesting. Um, But yeah, so the other thing that I got a vision on, and this is a vision in business. I had seen auto parts, that red and yellow building that's like auto parts or something, auto save or something or other. I'll get a picture of it and show it in my next live stream. But I've been getting a lot of visions. One of them, and this happened on the 31st, and there was another one on the 1st of June. I figured I should incorporate this because this deals with the planet Earth. I had visions of crops dying within this year or next year. Same, it's like I saw from June all the way down to spring and then next June. So there's going to be a lot of crops that are going to like perish. I asked why, and I was shown that locusts and grasshoppers and other pests. I saw bees dying. I saw flowers dying and bees dying. So that just be careful with your flowers. So it's partly due to the fact that number one, the bees, a lot of honey bees will die, a lot of pollinators will die, and that means the flowers will die, and therefore there more bees will die, and then it leads to crops failing, and then locusts and grasshoppers and things like that coming in and just destroying. I asked if there was a solution, and I was given the solution, but I don't know how to build it myself. But I saw these like sound emitter, like they're like megaphones, but they emit pure sound, right? And they have I saw this copper thing kind of sticking out of it to really enhance the vibration. But I know that there are certain frequencies that bugs do not like, and I was seeing that not just up there being pointed up towards the sky, but I saw some of them being plugged into the ground. And it's a special sonograph that I saw us using those frequencies for specific bugs and parasites and ticks, right? But then I also saw us using it to emit different frequencies like 369, 963, 528, and 4. I think it was 432 for the heart chakra. But I saw those also being emitted into the ground. The root chakra as well. Like we were doing the different chakras and emitting those into the ground. Um, Something about that. This creates a powerful healing vibration. So it's very interesting. So this is going to lead to this energy of crops dying and stuff. That's going to lead a lot of people to develop this technology. I asked if this was going to be developed sooner, and they said no, because this has to happen in order for things to force people. This is part of Earth's way of forcing people to not rely on other people to grow your food and your fruits and your vegetables. This is to help us, those Americans that haven't, it's to help us return to the earth, to our roots, to us making those fruits and vegetables. And I noticed that a lot of the roots, like carrots, potatoes, turnips, things that were in the ground, that grew in the ground, those were fine. Those I saw were fine. And it's very interesting. So, what else? What else did I see? Oh, I did see an earthquake. I don't know if it's going to happen this month, or I just know it was in the month of June. So I saw this big earthquake happen. I did a map scrying, but it was like getting 3 different places, and it was like when I asked if it was all 3, it said yes. So there was, I don't know any specific like city or what. I just know the country. Indonesia. It was Indonesia. I have to double check my notes. I really should remember to bring my notes and make sure everything is. But there's going to be an earthquake in the east, and there's that's going to trigger a tsunami. And I saw Japan and China was not really affected. Somehow they managed to get unscathed, but Japan was swallowed by like water, and then the East Coast. I mean the West Coast, right? And so I saw the Pacific and the Atlantic kind of swallowing both sides of the turtle, which I know to be like America. So I saw those kind of going in simultaneously. But I asked if, like, because I was like, hold up, what about the visions of Joseph Tittle? And I asked about that because I asked Source, like, wait, isn't there supposed to be like a hurricane or something that's gonna happen? And that I saw a hurricane develop in the Gulf of Mexico first. Then after that, I saw like two big hurricanes. They were separate, they merged together, and then they split as they got closer to the East Coast. And I saw one head towards New York and one head towards like the east, like Florida and that area. I did see a volcano slash, like, I believe there's a volcano underneath. At least that's what I'm feeling getting, because I kept seeing a lot of black smoke coming from these New York subway lines, and I asked if what's that all about, and I asked, you know, they said that people were gonna think it's just gas, right? That gas and something's wrong. But in reality, it's a volcano. There's like, I guess there's a volcano coming in up underneath New York in that area. And I saw that coming up in a volcano coming up, and it formed a big like landmass. So it will make a bigger landmass, which is interesting. But it was like earthquake, then the fissure, and then so it's very interesting to have to see that. Um, it I saw a fire in like Canada, but I don't know much about Canada per se. But I saw like fire, and like I smelled like burning pine, and so it's very interesting. Right, that was very interesting, but I don't know much about Canada to say whether or not. But I will just say it because it came to me. Um, what else did I see from Source? Okay, there is one thing. Thank you for reminding me. Um, I saw in the first stream. This was on the 31st. Um, I was making a phone call to my the underworld to Hades, but I had to go through the Christian hell. Like I had to call the Christian hell to direct me to call me to the direct my phone call to the Greek underworld, the hate hell Hades, right? And Hades was telling me that a lot of the higher ups are very pissed off that if you believe in the gods and goddesses, I would really recommend doing an offering for Persephone and Demeter, because they're getting ready to take their scythe and to do their part. Okay, they're not really angry, but they're doing their part to help the planet make us go back to our roots instead of relying on other people to grow things and you know because if we grew stuff, we wouldn't be that would ease our pocketbooks, in my opinion, um um I'm trying to think. And then I saw when he said that, I saw two like red spirals, and they were. That's where I got the vision from the hurricanes. But I also was told by spirit that there was a small one and then there was a big one. And this is the small one. From what I was getting was the reason why it was small is because there are so many people awakening now that they're it's it's a man-made thing, like it's something that's gonna some sort of like waves of energy. One's gonna be caused by man, and I asked if this had to do with the awakening process, and Source said yes. And then asked Source if this had could you give me clarification on how it would be a man-made awakening? And I saw awakenings related to opiates and other drugs that they're saying that are on shortage, but they're not. I saw people going out to the streets to get what they need, and that's causing a lot of death. And a lot of people will then turn against the government because they're they're starting to realize that the government really doesn't care. They're and because it's going to show, they're going to see like the government holding this onto the stash. Somehow they're going to uncover the stash of um, of um, of pharmaceutical drugs, and they're going to realize like, wait a minute, so y'all been stashing this whole time, and you've been having us go out on the streets. It's going to cause a major riot and scene, like for real. That's kind of the vibe. Best way I can explain the vibe I got from that. And it's gonna take a lot of the Dark Cabal and them down. Um, a lot of them will be tried and executed for sure. Um, for one on two accounts of murder and something about manslaughter. Um, I saw in my vision as well when I asked about how it was man made. I saw the mother ayahuasca plant spirit. I saw peyote, and I saw cannabis and mushrooms. So a lot of people will be awakening due to the cannabis and the mushrooms and ayahuasca and peyote. A lot of people are going to turn to that for answers, which is gonna. That's what the big one was called. That's what the big one. So it's like the one that was man made led people to go and seek answers through these medicines. Boom. And that's what that big awakening, that big cosmic spiral. Um, I knew it meant chaos, but it was like I felt that we were okay. Like this was something that we got through pretty nicely. Yeah, a lot of things have happened and people died and all that, and that's what I could see, but we were okay. Then the third one came as like this big, bright golden, like I don't even want to say golden because it was just so light. It was a bright light. I want to say I did see gold. I did see gold browns and oranges, and yellows, but that was like I would say like that represents healing and awakening and creativity. Oranges to me is always going to be creativity. Yellow is that solar energy, that awakening. The golden brown is that healing, and then the gold is also very healing, and then white. So it was like a boom. It was like a big bang, like oh, kind of vibe, you know. And I asked, I could see millions of people starting to wake up because of it. So it's like after that ayahuasca and like people coming to that, it's gonna be like there are gonna be so many people that are gonna be awake and like talk about these healing experiences that it's gonna make more people come to that. And the ayahuasca and peyote cannot be silenced by the government. There will just be too many people that they will try to arrest, and it'll just be like I saw the jailhouses for like them bulging at the seams, and but they're gonna like eventually like how I look at it is that if they're going to throw all these people in a jail, there's going to be more people that are going to protest because they were using it for spiritual reasons, religious beliefs and practices, right? Which I use ayahuasca, peyote, mushrooms, cannabis for my religious practice and for my religious beliefs, because I use it for me as not a I don't need a paper to tell you that I am a shaman. I do trance work. That is who I am. I am a channeler. I am a shaman. I'm many things, and I don't have to show you a piece of paper to prove to you that I am who I say I am. And I'm saying that because in case they try to charge me, I got this video, but like, look, boom, this is part of my religious beliefs, boom. Anyway, but it's gonna force the government to have to release these people. They can't restrict it anymore. They can't. They won't be able to. They'll be and if so many people are locked up in jail, it's gonna halt a lot of the economic and the businesses, right? So it's like they're gonna have to let things like peyote, ayahuasca, cannabis, and mushrooms to be allowed to be used by the people for healing and stuff, and for spiritual religious beliefs and practices. So I saw that, but I don't really know how that's going to really, I didn't really get much. I just saw that how I saw the jails being stuffed with all of these people that were practicing due to their beliefs and their religion and simply for seeking answers. And they were being arrested because they were doing peyote, ayahuasca, DMT, mushrooms, and cannabis. And the government, I just felt it from the government's perspective that they're looking at how they got all these people in jail, and there's very little people working these different necessary careers, right? So it's like they're going to need to make a choice to allow this to come in and let these people go and allow ayahuasca, peyote, DMT, mushrooms, cannabis to come in and be allowed to be used freely for spiritual and religious practices. And with that being said, I could see like they had, it was just they had to make a choice, and they eventually let the people go, and allowed that use to be used not freely. I mean, obviously there are some restrictions, but like they started to acknowledge it as a medicine. Whew, there was, let's see. That's pretty much what I got so far. I'm gonna do some more trance work this month, because I wanted to ask about July and August, September. I don't like to do trance work for the month of. If I'm in the middle of the month, which I have been feeling under the weather, I'm not gonna really do anything as far as trance work and get prophecies and predictions from that. But I will say that it is going to be a bumpy ride, but as Cora Legger said, to keep your emotions in check, drink plenty of water, okay? And everything will be fine. Just don't worry about all this. It's like a feeling of calm. Like, don't worry, this is all part of the process for us to grow and evolve on that deep emotional, mental, and spiritual level. So hang in there, guys. I love you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. But if you have any questions or clarification you want on one of the predictions, because I know it's kind of jumping around a lot, definitely leave a comment. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like the vibes. I love you guys. Know that y'all beautiful, powerful warriors, shamans, you're everything and all that in a bag of chips. Many blessings and miracles. Kisses.